and welcome back to the sim. In this one, we're going to look at the Bravo as an example on how to make the system speak to us. So sometimes when we're looking at our Bravo throttle quadrant, it can be a little difficult to figure out what the switch is set to, allowing us to control the variables. So let's go ahead, jump into SPAD.neXt and show you how to making this move,
Bravo course, Bravo heading,
speak to you. So when we come into SPAD.neXt and we're looking at the Bravo throttle quadrant, we've got our switches 17, 18, 19, 20, all the way up to 21. For our encoder, previously you've seen that we've had it look at those buttons and we never made the button itself have to do anything. It treats it like a switch, uses it as a local variable to know if that one is enabled, then it does airspeed hold variables. If this one's enabled, it's doing OBS, etc. So here what we've done is we've gone and we've assigned this event to speak text for us. So to do this, I simply went to add event, button pressed, I added an action, I came down to speak text. I then typed in, because we wanted it to pronounce it as IAS, I put an I, a space, an A, a space, an S, and it will pronounce it based on the letters. Now, when we went and we did heading, we made that, of course, the complete phrase or course. We made it a complete word. I went ahead and I chose for the Bravo, I was going to use the Zira desktop voice. I got the volume set to max. I've got the rate set to speak somewhere in the middle, and we can go ahead
Bravo
and hit
IAS.
test. Now, we could slow it down.
Bravo IAS.
We could speed it up.
Bravo IAS.
So I just leave it in the middle, seems fine. Now, we can also set it to stop all other. Though as you've seen, these ones are going pretty quick, and so it still tails off a little bit at the end. So once we've done that, we click OK, and we now had that extra event. So I copied that, I pasted it here, and then I just came in, left those things the same, and I just changed it from IAS to course. So now that we've done that, we've got
Bravo VS, Bravo heading, Bravo course, Bravo IAS.
And now it's real easy for you to know when you move that dial,
Bravo course,
what your right knob is going to be doing. What we should do is one more, but for the multi-panel device. So here we have a switch and we have a event. So now what we could do is we could add a scripted event. And what that scripted event is going to do is it's going to require a condition. And so for the condition, we're going to go to local devices. We're going to go to multi-panel. And here, what we want is the multi-panel selector. So the selector device. And when it equals 1, because altitude is when it's equal to 1, we're going to go ahead and we're going to execute that similar type thing. We're going to speak some text. So this time I'll use the David desktop, multi-panel, altitude. And we'll stop all others and we'll test.
Multi-panel altitude.
All right, so there we go.
Multi-panel altitude.
So now we're going to switch to VS. We're going to switch back.
Multi-panel altitude.
And it fires. Now, here's where it gets interesting. So the first thing you're going to notice is we're going to intentionally copy this event. We are going to switch to VS, and we're going to click on it, and we're going to paste it. So now we're going to set this to 2. And we're going to change this V space S for VS.
Multi-panel VS. Multipanel VS. Multipanel altitude. Multipanel VS.
So this should be very much similar, right? We're going to go ahead. We're going to copy this. We're going to switch to IAS mode on the multi-panel. We're going to paste it. And we would think that this is going to be a 3. So let's go ahead and see.
Multipanel VS.
Well, that didn't work. Now I wonder why that didn't work for us. Add-on section, our data monitor, we're going to add data. We're going to take that multi-panel, we're going to take the selector, and what you're going to see is
Multipanel VS.
it doesn't go 2 to 3, it goes 2 to 4. And then from 4, it goes to 8. And then from 8 to 16. So the value of this switch is actually doubling every time it is increased in events. So that's a great way to look at switch devices, add the data to the data monitor, and then see what it's doing. Back to our IAS, jump in, and we now know that should be a 4.
Multipanel IAS.
And it fires because it had the value. And it's back, paste it, and we'll just go here. We gotta grab it again, copy this event, come back here and paste it. Okay. So we're gonna come to our heading. We're gonna take this. We now know that this one goes to 8. And instead of altitude, we want heading.
Multipanel heading. Multipanel heading.
And then when we switch to our final course, we're going to go ahead, grab this one here. And we'll remember to set that to 16.
Multipanel course.
So now,
Multipanel heading. Multipanel IAS. Multipanel VS. Multipanel altitude.
so there you go. That's all there is to it. And you have everything that you need to start making controls speak to you about what you've set them to. And of course, you could have that going with all kinds of other data, like even the LED states and the autopilot states that you've got going on. Well, guys, that's about going to do it for this one. If you haven't already, please go ahead, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and come along with us next time. As always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.